Do not drive down this foggy road. After 12 a.m., it was supposed to be simple. 4 hours on the interstate, a straight shot home. Of course, a jackknifed semi had other plans, turning the highway into a parking lot that stretched for miles. The detour sign pointed me down some 2-lane county road I'd never even heard of. And with my gas light blinking, what choice did I have? The first 10 minutes or so were fine, just that normal, empty darkness you get between small towns. But then the fog rolled in, and this wasn't just some light mist. This was a thick, heavy blanket that just smothered the road. The thing about fog is it doesn't just blind you, it messes with your head. It completely distorts your sense of speed and distance until the world outside your windshield just feels wrong. My headlights were useless, punching out maybe 20 feet before getting swallowed up. That little white line on the shoulder of the road was the only thing keeping me from driving into a ditch. I was crawling, my knuckles white on the steering wheel, and I was completely, utterly alone. There's a special kind of dread that comes with being lost in the fog at night. A deep, primal fear that you are exposed and you can't see what's waiting for you just ahead. My GPS was a joke, just a little blue dot frozen in a sea of grey. The road kept twisting and dipping down into these hollows where the fog got so dense it honestly felt like driving through a glass of milk. And it was down in one of those hollows that I saw it for the first time, just a flicker of movement right at the edge of where my headlights gave out. My first thought? Deer. Had to be a deer, right? They're all over these back roads, but something about it felt off. The shape was too tall, too thin. I eased off the gas even more, my heart starting to hammer against my ribs. You hear local legends about places like this, stories that claim a weird fog can be like a curtain between our world and something else. I never put much stock in that kind of stuff, or at least I didn't. But as I came around another sharp bend, I saw it again. And this time, it was much clearer. Standing just on the shoulder, half hidden by the swirling mist, was a figure. And it was no animal. It was tall and impossibly skinny, with limbs that seemed to be bent at all the wrong angles. It was just standing there, perfectly still, a dark silhouette in the white glare of my headlights. I couldn't see a face, couldn't make out any features at all, but I could feel it watching me. That's the only way I can describe it. This deep, penetrating feeling of being seen by something that had no business being there. My blood ran cold. Every instinct in my body was screaming at me to run, but for a second I was just frozen, staring at this thing on the side of the road. That frozen moment was shattered by the sound of my own ragged gasp for air. I didn't think, I just moved. My foot slammed the accelerator to the floor, the engine screamed, and the car shot forward as I instinctively swerved toward the center line, putting as much distance between me and that figure as I could. My hands were shaking so bad the steering wheel was vibrating. I risked a half-second glance in the rearview mirror. Nothing, just that thick, rolling fog, as if the thing had never been there at all. But the fear didn't go away. It got worse. The road ahead seemed to get darker, the fog pressing in on me, and I had this horrible sinking feeling that this road wasn't taking me anywhere, that I was just driving in some endless loop designed to keep me here. Every curve started to look the same. Every patch of cracked asphalt felt like one I'd already driven over. I've never felt so isolated in my entire life. Then, after what felt like an hour, I saw it. A faint blinking red light in the distance. Hope shot through me like a jolt of electricity. As I got closer, I realized it was a traffic light. I was back at a main intersection. The fog was just gone. The air was clear, the sky was full of stars. The world was normal again. I must have driven for another hour before my hands stopped shaking enough to pull over. I just sat in my car, trying to get my head straight. The next day, I pulled the memory card from my dash cam. I had to know if I'd just imagined the whole thing. I hadn't. The footage is grainy, and the fog washes most of it out. But it's there. For 3 awful seconds you can see it, a tall, dark shape standing on the side of that lonely road. A shape that wasn't an animal and wasn't a person. I've never been able to find that road on a map, and I'm definitely not going looking for it. But I can't help but wonder what would have happened if I'd run out of gas. What was it waiting for out there in the fog? If you've ever had something terrifying happen on a dark road, I'd love to hear about it. Send your story to the email in the description below, and for more stories that will make you want to stay off the roads at night, be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications.